Hi, it's Limey Laura. Laura Wattglasser from Hand in Hand for Lyme disease. And I always come on looking like the wreck of Hesperus. Holy crap. I'm looking really rough. Wow. Okay. Well, it's 8:45. I had a really rough weekend. Holy smackaroos. It was ridiculous. It was full of a lot of pain and a lot of emotion because of the Marcons. I believe I told you Marcons is a antibiotic resistant staph bacteria way up in your nasal cavity, and requires a special nasal spray to kill off the, first of all, there's the biofilm that you have to kill off, and then the bacteria. And what it does is it causes your immune system to be completely compromised, and it can wreak havoc with your entire body, your emotions, and just about everything. And if you don't get rid of it, it can prevent you from killing off the Lyme. It's actually, if you look it up, if you Google it, it's under Dr. Shoemaker. He's the founder, and then many other doctors have followed in his footsteps in doing investigations and research about Marcons. It's Marcons, if you want to Google that. But that's something that I'm trying to deal with, and I have a sinus infection, and I've had it. I can't get rid of it. I'm taking the Doxy, which is hard because I have such a very difficult time with antibiotics, but I'm going to take it and see what happens. Maybe it'll help kill off some Lyme bacteria. I don't know. I just hope I don't end up with a lot of overgrowth of yeast, and it kills both the good and the bad gut bacteria. So I wanted to talk a little bit about that and educate you on Marcons, but I also wanted to, because there's a lot of things that people are unaware of when it comes to Lyme disease, and things that you may have to deal with if you ever get Lyme disease. And actually, Marcons isn't just significant for Lyme; it's for any autoimmune disease. We ended up canceling the ugly, cutest, and most original Christmas sweater party, the fundraiser that we had for the family of 6 with the 2 children that needed the treatment. Only 2 were getting treatment because we did not have enough ticket sales. And I'm coming to you because I actually I'm deactivating my Facebook page today, taking a break for a little bit from the nonprofit to regroup and reconsider my strategy, and hoping that I come back in a couple of months and I'm done with the healing of the Marcons, and hopefully we'll be in a better space with my health, and we'll be able to put a little bit more into I put a lot into it now, but I want to be able to put more into the nonprofit and hoping that I can reach more people and a larger audience than what I've been able to thus far, because I want to make sure that America understands, and not just America, but throughout the entire world, how severe chronic Lyme disease is. We just lost someone else, Ron Mason, this last week, actually, to suicide because of chronic Lyme disease. God rest his soul. So people are dying all the time, and all you have to do is look for Lyme, Google Lyme memorials, and those are real people. And there's so many people, thousands of people that have died, and you haven't heard anything else about Zika, and that's because it was a smokescreen to cover up for chronic Lyme. And people aren't dying from it, and the birth defects were a lie. All these things that the government made up were a smokescreen because we're making noise with the chronic Lyme disease in the chronic Lyme disease community, and we're actually starting to shake up the government. So I really believe that we're starting to make some progress and getting somewhere, but I think that what they're trying to do is with I keep forgetting the name of this damn act they're trying to pass. I think it did pass. They're trying to take and limit the antibiotics. The FDA is going to be allowed to limit antibiotic, antiviral, and anti-malaria drugs, and they don't need your doctor's permission. And it's the Lyme brain. What is it called? It's an act that's Obama just came on the news and talked about it. It's the Cures Act, I believe, or damn it. I'll come back and I'll share it. I forgot having a moment, probably because I haven't even had any caffeine yet. Which I'm not supposed to have, but sometimes you just need that boost in the morning. What the hell is it? I'm not going to waste time because it only will let me post a YouTube video for 10 minutes. So with any rate, I would really urge you to call your legislators and whoever your congresswoman or man is, and let them know that you don't want this act to be passed, and I'll let you know what it is, because there's a lot of things that are in that act that you do not want. You could be subjected to being experimented on for drugs. There will be no more HIPAA. They can use your personal health information whenever they want as data for any type of help that they choose for experimentation on other drugs. And there's a lot of things you need to know. It's a Cures Act. I think, oh gosh, it's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm going to end the video and then it's going to be there. It's going to be it's right there on the tip of my tongue. Damn it. So anyways, we are making some progress, but I think this is a way to stifle Lyme right here, is this act. And it's something that isn't just affecting us in the chronic Lyme community, it affects everybody. So it's really important that you know what legislation is doing, and you need to get involved and read these acts and these bills and make sure that you understand them. If you don't, then get help understanding them so that you can reach out and say no, yes, and become very involved and active in legislation and what's going on, because it's very important, because it affects you in every aspect. So I strongly suggest that you do that. And the other thing I strongly suggest you do is you learn about chronic Lyme, because it could affect you. It could be affecting you now. You could have achy joints or flu-like symptoms and not know that you actually are infected with Lyme disease. So I really, really urge you to really get educated on this disease, because it's systemic and it can affect any part of your body. And the last thing you want, too, is your child to get infected with Lyme disease and not know it, and then the doctors don't know what it is, and they keep testing, and like I've already told you, the Western blot and the ELISA that they use are completely invalid, and so you really need the IGeneX to test properly, and they're not going to do the IGeneX. Doctors don't perform the IGeneX. Regular doctors don't. You need a Lyme literate doctor or an infectious disease doctor to give the IGeneX. So you really need to be educated, because the government's not going to educate you. The CDC is not going to educate you. The IDSA is not going to educate you. And they're just, one of the things that we're talking about is this population control? Is this what's going on? Right now, we know about the Indian Native American Reserve that pesticides are being poured over at night, and they're trying to kill off the Native Americans in order to get their land. And if you don't know about that, you might want to get educated on that too. This is happening, and it's real, and it's all over my email and petitions but it's not on the news because the government's doing this in order to get their land, and they're killing off these Native Americans to get their reservation, and these are protected lands, and there's a lot of things the government does. So get educated.